Welcome back to another episode of Naperville Sports Weekly. I'm your host, Josiah Schoeneman. Football Friday is finally here as we have our first slate of games beginning this week. All of our local teams start their non-conference schedule, including 2021 quarterfinalist Neuqua Valley kicking off their season on the road against Oswego. Let's head to the field and check out the action. After some postseason success last fall, the Neuqua Valley Wildcats look to start the new season on a high note against the Oswego Panthers. The Wildcats could be the most experienced team in the DVC this season with 17 returning starters, but are faced with a tough Week 1 challenge on the road. On the opening kick of the season, the Panthers try a high-arcing pooch kick that at first is recovered by Oswego. Minutes later, though, the officials deem the play illegal touching on OHS. Now with just under 5 minutes left in the first, QB Mark Meneke sells the play action to find a streaking Grant Larkin who makes the catch over two defenders and gives NVHS its first points of the season, 7-0 Neuqua. In the second quarter, Wildcats up 7-3 and Oswego is forced to punt. The ball comes in hot as it jumps over Nicholas Landino and falls perfectly into the hands of Carter Stair. He evades a few defenders, gets some blocks downfield, and runs it all the way for the touchdown, 14-7 Neuqua. With a minute left in the first half, the Wildcat offense is faced with a difficult task on 4th and long. Meneke surveys the field and sees nothing, so he takes matters into his own hands on the run. He glides past a couple of Panthers before bulldozing through one more. Into the second half, Neuqua is threatening in the red zone, and once again, Meneke makes an athletic play, scrambling to his right before throwing a back foot dime to Carter Stair. It's Stair's second touchdown of the night, and the Wildcats are up 21-3. Neuqua scores one more on the ground from running back Jaden McGee and win 28-3 against the Panthers. Up next, the Wildcats host Wheaton-Warrenville South. The Bennett Academy Red Wings are back in some Friday night action as they head over to College of DuPage for a matchup with the Noblesville Millers from Indiana. The Millers were victorious against defending state champions Mount Vernon last week and look to spoil the Red Wings opener. Moments before the halftime break, Landon Hughes lofts a pass to a wide-open Chris Degny in the end zone, breaking the scoreless tie. They head to halftime with a 7-0 lead over Bennett. In the second half, this is Logan Schaffner bouncing to the outside and outrunning the Red Wings all the way to the end zone. This 50-yarder extends the Millers' lead to 14-0. Red Wings looking to answer. Jake Hopel moves to his left and places a pass just over the outstretched arm of the defender and into the hands of Owen Takahashi. Takahashi is a bit shaken up, but that makes it 14-6. After a long, methodical drive, Gage Gully punches it up the middle for another Noblesville touchdown. They now have a 21-6 lead with 10:16 left in the fourth. In less than 2 minutes, Bennett storms down the field and Michael Lawler caps off the drive with a TD run of his own. It's now an 8-point game. With 5 minutes to go, Hughes tosses a short pass over the middle, but John Weidenbach blows it up with this bone-crushing hit. The Red Hawks are fired up and they'll get the ball back for another chance. Now with just 40 seconds left in the game, Hopel targets Pierce Walsh downfield, but Austin Hastings intercepts it and seals the victory for Noblesville. They head back to Indiana with a hard-fought road victory over Bennett. Naperville North football has plenty to celebrate as opening night is also senior night. Senior quarterback and Northwestern University commit Aiden Gray and the Huskies look to follow up their DVC title winning season with another successful year, which they hope will begin with a win over the Homewood Flossmoor Vikings. Things get off to a bit of a rocky start as HF's Jeremy Thomas sits on Luke Williams' route and intercepts Aiden Gray's pass. The visitors quickly capitalize on the turnover as Cameron Cox takes a screen pass from QB Cameron Oglesby. He avoids multiple tackles to find the end zone and put HF on the board first, 6-0. But Danny Elo caps off a quick response, punching in a rushing touchdown for the Huskies' first points of the season to take a 7-6 lead. Matthew Murphy is one of several North players stepping up on defense, here intercepting a pass by HF's Cameron Oglesby to set up great field position for the offense. Luke Keogh later does likewise, forcing and recovering a fumble to stymie yet another Vikings drive before it could get started. From there, it's the Aiden Gray show as a trio of touchdown passes power the Huskies to victory. First, some great tiptoe footwork from Brock Pettaway putting North up 16-6. Next, it's Gray finding a wide-open Nathan Jacobs to again put the home team up by 10, 23-13. And finally, a strike to Luke Pettaway to cap off the Huskies' offensive efforts with 40 points. HF would add a late TD in garbage time, but in the end, the Huskies rolled to a 40-21 win to start the 2022 slate.
Naperville Central and second-year head coach Mike Ulrich gets set to kick off the 2022 football season with many new faces, including new QB Chris McCormack making his first varsity start as a senior. They welcome in the Hinsdale Central Red Devils, a team that the Hawks beat in last year's season opener. Over 3 minutes to go until the half, Hinsdale Central is on to punt, but the ball goes over Ben Monahan's head, and Red Hawk Gavin Wade chases and falls on it for a touchdown. 10-3 Redhawks heading into halftime. The NC defense continues their assault in the second half, starting with Wade and Maverick Oli taking down Cernugal for a big loss. The offense also finds their rhythm as Chris McCormack escapes trouble and finds Logan Devick for a 14-yard gain, putting the Hawks in the red zone. The drive ends with McCormack passing to Tyler Dodd, and he takes it in for 6. It's now 17-3 Redhawks heading into the final stanza. Do the Red Devils still have some juice? Ben Monahan looks for Carter Contreras, but the ball goes off his fingertips and into the hands of Ryan Spickerman for the turnover. Billy Cernugal is back in at QB, and he continues to use his feet as he picks up a key first down. Hinsdale Central wants a touchdown, and they get it by who else but Cernugal on the keeper. They miss the extra point, so it's a 17-9 deficit. Redhawks try to milk the clock, but McCormack has other plans. He drops back to pass and finds Byrne in a one-on-one battle, and he wins it with the dagger touchdown. Naperville Central picks up a statement on their home turf.
Friday Night Football returns under the lights at Burgess Field at Geneva High School. The Vikings look to start the season strong and repeat their playoff run from last season. The Mustangs are looking to avenge their opening night loss to the Vikings a year ago. First quarter, the Mustangs punt the football. Nico Carrier gets blocked by defensive lineman Rocco DiLeonardi, and Thomas Diamond takes it to the end zone to give the Vikings a 7-0 lead. Nate Stempowski throws it to his top target, Talon Taylor, and he hauls it in to make it 14-0. Later in the first quarter, Stempowski hands the ball off to running back Troy Velez, and nobody can catch him as he takes this to the house for 6, and the Vikings lead 21-0. Under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter, Noah Larson finds his man Robert Lynch for the touchdown, and the Mustangs are down 11, looking to get back in the game. However, the Vikings respond in the second quarter as Stempowski keeps the play alive to find receiver Anthony Pontano for another touchdown. They're up 28-10 going into the half. Third quarter, Stempowski takes the direct snap and finds the end zone. The Vikings extend their lead over the Mustangs 35-10. Despite the score, Mattia keeps fighting back as quarterback Noah Larson avoids a tackle and heaves it towards Robert Lynch as he gets his second touchdown of the night. Mustangs narrow it to 35-17, but in the end, the Vikings cruise to their first win of the 2022 season, 49-23. High school football is back. Waubonsie Valley opens up its 2022 campaign at Oswego East. Last year's matchup between these two ended in a 17-7 win for the Wolves. We start this game 4 minutes in with Oswego East's offense. Trey Jones rolls out, then fires downfield to find Michael Polubinski in the end zone for the 40-yard touchdown. They're up early on in this one. Luke Elsie's under center for Waubonsie, but his pass is picked off by Zachary Polubinski, who runs 37 yards for the pick six, extending East's lead to 14-0 going into the second quarter. Green and gold start the second half with the ball. Elsie passes off to Tyler Threed, who gets a great block and runs down the sidelines for the 74-yard touchdown. What a play by the junior to cut the score in half. Jones decides to keep the ball himself on the option and runs it in for the touchdown. 21-7 Oswego East with 9:53 left in the game. Next possession for the Warriors, and nothing is going Luke Elsie's way as his pass is tipped into the hands of Junie Almedia for the interception. The Wolves take advantage. Jones hands off to Tyler Bibbs, who weaves his way through traffic into the end zone, extending the lead to 28-7. And Bibbs finishes off the game for the Wolves by showing off his speed, scoring a 50-yard touchdown. With that, Oswego East takes down Waubonsie Valley by a score of 35-7 in the opening game of the season. Up next, we look at the opening week for girls volleyball here on NSW.
Hypnotize your way to savings.
Breathing techniques to help you save.
Looking to make saving a habit?
Yeah, what's the secret?
No secret. Just open a savings account at BMO and we'll give you a cash reward for every month you save.
A cash reward?
Just for saving.
Mm-hmm. And when you open a checking account, we'll give you a $300 bonus to get your new savings habit started.
Love that.
What's your book?
How to get a $300 bonus and a monthly cash reward for saving with BMO?
He literally wrote the book on saving.
That's me on the cover.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect.
We live in a safe community, but not a crime-free community. If you see something, say something. Be a Naperville Crime Stopper.
Another sport starting this week is girls volleyball. Neuqua Valley comes into this season for the first time without longtime head coach Kelly Simon. New coach Jamie Booner-Kemper looks to continue the elevation of the program, and the Wildcats face St. Charles East in their home opener. It's opening night for girls volleyball as the Neuqua Valley Wildcats host the St. Charles East Fighting Saints. NV begins its season with new head coach Jamie Booner-Kemper, while Saints coach Jenny Cull starts her 36th and final year coaching volleyball. First set, St. Charles East returns the spike attempt by Neuqua. Sarah Musil passes to Julia Ferrandino, who bumps it over to give the point to her team. They lead 4-3 early. Later on, Amalia Lopez serves for the Saints and picks up an ace as Neuqua mishandles it. That gives them a 5-point lead. Although the Wildcats answer back as Caitlin Chu sets up senior Brianna Jones for the pretty spike. More to come from Jones. Neuqua comes back to take a 4-point lead, and look at this furious rally from both teams. Brianna's sister Alyssa Jones with an impressive dig as the ball was coming in hot, which helps her team keep the point alive. Then the libero comes back again, this time with a diving dig, and Brianna finishes it off with a kill. What a sequence to extend the lead. Everybody's hyped up after that one. Set point for NV, and Kate Stain serves up an ace to seal set one, 25-22. While the first set was back and forth, the second is a different story. Brianna Jones with another kill past the Saints defense, and it's a quick 5-0 start for the blue and gold. Caitlin Chu serving, and this is one of multiple aces she puts up in set two. The lead is now 7-0. St. Charles East looking to halt the momentum. This play could help as Sarah Musil sets up Kate Goudreau for a nice spike, which cuts the lead to 5. However, the Wildcats refuse to let up. Chu gives it up to Brianna Clayson, who smashes it off libero Leah Schneider to make it 9-3. Late in the second set, Nequa puts an exclamation point on this one, with Brianna Jones absolutely demolishing this ball to help her team pull away. NV takes the 2-set victory over St. Charles East in its home opener and gives Coach Booner Kemper her first win as varsity head coach. The fall sports season is finally here, and Waubonsie Valley is set to kick off the 2022 campaign with a home matchup against Oswego East. Last year, the Wolves took down the Warriors 2-0 in their season opener. In the early going, that's Asia Mitchell with a diving dig, which is followed up with a kill from Gabby Tustahoski. Warriors up 10-8 in the first set. Moments later, Vivian Campbell sets up Megan Meyer nicely, and she converts on the spike. The Wolves still trail by 4, though. Warriors up 21-19. Sam Miserendino is serving, and the Wolves are unable to keep it in play. Waubonsie inching towards a first-set victory with a 22-19 lead. Sarah Fournier now serving. Oswego East tries to work on getting the ball over, but Gabby Tustahoski is there for the block, and the Warriors walk away from the first set with a 25-21 win. Early on in the second set, the Wolves set up Megan Meyer again, and she delivers another powerful kill out of the reach of any Warriors. Oswego East jumps ahead with a 6-2 lead. With momentum building, Campbell makes a set pass to Kaylin Smiley, who spikes it, and it just stays in bounds for the point. Wolves up 7. Now up 13-6, Caitlin Reinert bumps it over to Katie Godo, and she finds an open spot on the court for the point. The Warriors narrow the gap to 13-7. Wolves serving again. Sam Miserendino gets the dig, and the ball works its way to Alex Skirka. Her powerful spike cuts the lead down to just 4. After the Warriors' run, Oswego East begins to regain their composure. Once again, they set up Meyer for the spike. They win the second set, 25-16. The Warriors looking to bounce back. Skirka skies for the kill, but Meyer is there for the block and the point. The Wolves go up 4-1 in the third set. Moments later, Katie Godo makes a nice set pass to Tustahoski, and she sends it over for the kill. Dub V down 10-5. Maria Pallas goes for the spike, but Vivian Campbell blocks it. Oswego East extends the lead to 11-5. The Warriors continue to stay within striking distance. Skirka with an opportunity again, but this time she taps it over the heads of the defenders to cut it to 4. Now down 19-13, Godo's pass is off the mark, and Savina Trujillo is there to make Waubonsie pay. The Wolves are up 20-13, just 5 points away from victory. With the Warriors facing match point, Kylie Caney's kill attempt is nullified by a diving Sam Miserendino, but the Wolves recoup and Trujillo finds an open spot. Oswego East spoils Waubonsie Valley's season opener with the 3-set victory. Our first male play of the week of Season 16 happened on the first Football Friday of the year, with Bennett Academy hosting Noblesville and John Weidenbach laying the wood on his opponent. Landon Hughes tries to throw one over the middle, but Weidenbach is there for the bone-crushing hit. We have to see that again. As they say in Madden video games, he used the hit stick on that play. Not bad for the first play of the week.
Local news is your lifeline. Let the Daily Herald help you navigate your world with solid reporting, good advice, and a much-needed diversion or two.
It's only Q4, Susan.
We were there when your fourth cold brew felt like a heart attack.
Oh, no.
Cold brew has a lot of caffeine in it.
We were there for that.
Fair.
And we're here for everything else. Here it's personal, because we get to know you.
Naperville Central recently hired a new athletic director with plenty of experience across the state of Illinois. The Red Hawks are confident that Chris Kirkpatrick is the right person to keep the Central athletic programs among the state's elite. Patrick Cotto has more on the new AD in town for our first feature story of the year, sponsored by Edward Elmhurst Health.
anybody that I talk to, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And I say I'm the athletic director, and they go, "Where at?" And I go, "Naperville Central." They go, "Oh." So, like, that's a really good place.
There is a new face leading the Naperville Central Athletic Department for the 2022-23 school year. Earlier this summer, Chris Kirkpatrick was hired to oversee all Red Hawk sports.
I think the tradition here at Naperville Central and just everything involved of being in a place like this with the expectations of excellence and the tradition and just the mere size of the programs, I think is a big excitement for me. I think it'll be a great time to be here and be a part of the sports program.
After playing football in college at Olivet Nazarene University, Kirkpatrick began a teaching and coaching job at Bishop McNamara in Kankakee, eventually taking over as athletic director for the Fighting Irish. He then moved on to become dean at St. Viator, while also serving as the head football coach until 2011. Kirkpatrick then hung up his whistle to get back into the AD role at Duluth High School in Georgia, then came back to Illinois to oversee athletics at LaSalle Peru and Woodstock before making the move to Naperville Central this year. Kirkpatrick takes over for interim AD Roger Strasburger, who is now returning as the Red Hawks head boys volleyball coach. Despite learning more about the Red Hawk tradition in recent months, Kirkpatrick knows it'll be a big adjustment from previous athletic director positions.
Even though you've done the job before, you don't know how people do things and how systems work. He's shown me that. He's given me like, hey, this is how it works over at Knock Park. This is who you contact. All of those things that you just don't know. You don't know what you don't know. And he's helped me get in contact with people and do that.
Since stepping into the Hawks' nest on July 1st, he has been impressed with the coaching staff in place for the Red and White.
Our coaches are first class. Our coaches, they do, for what I've seen through summer and now just the first week in fall, is that our coaches do it right and they treat kids right. And so that excites me more than anything, because in the end, we're here to develop the kids and our athletes.
The Red Hawks are now 2 weeks into the athletic season, and it will be exciting to see how Kirkpatrick and the rest of the Central Athletic Department will help these birds fly. For Naperville Sports Weekly, I'm Patrick Cotto.
We have boys soccer for the first time this season. Bennett Academy looks to build off a second-place finish in the ESCC and a regional title last year. They host Waubonsie Valley, who hopes to take a big step this season after a rocky 2021 season. It's the home opener of the 2022 fall season at Bennett Academy High School and a non-conference matchup as the Red Wings host the Waubonsie Valley Warriors. Both teams look to start the season off with a win. Early in the first half, Waubonsie Valley's Gene Ribeiro Scarpelli gets open with a great chance, but his shot sails wide past Bennett Academy goalkeeper Evan Lucas. Next play, the ball bounces towards Braden Fagbemi, who goes down the right side, takes a shot, but what a save by Warrior goalkeeper Abraham Tubercio. He punches the ball away with one arm to keep the score level. However, the Red Wings break the deadlock as Nico Pica takes a defender for a spin and buries his shot past Tubercio to put Bennett Academy ahead 1-0. Later in the first half, Pica gets past two defenders as he adds another goal to score his second of the match and give the Red Wings a 2-0 lead going into halftime. The Black and White score quickly in the second half off a corner kick as Pica launches this ball towards the box. Tubercio gets a hand on it, but Braden Fagbemi gets the rebound and taps it in to give them a commanding 3-0 lead. The Bennett supporters are fired up after that goal. The Red Wings get a fourth goal from Peter Hepburn to go up 4-0. Later in the second half, Owen McGarry takes a Waubonsie Valley defender for a spin and crosses the ball towards Charlie Aubel, who gets the header and scores to put this match away. Bennett finishes the night with 25 total shots and 14 on goal as they cruise to a 5-0 win over the Warriors. After the break, we bring you boys and girls golf here on NSW.
Hypnotize your way to savings.
Breathing techniques to help you save.
Looking to make saving a habit?
Yeah, what's the secret?
No secret. Just open a savings account at BMO and we'll give you a cash reward for every month you save.
A cash reward?
Just for saving?
Mm-hmm. And when you open a checking account, we'll give you a $300 bonus to get your new savings habit started.
Love that.
What's your book?
How to get a $300 bonus and a monthly cash reward for saving with BMO?
He literally wrote the book on saving.
That's me on the cover.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect.
We move to boys and girls golf, which already teed off their seasons last week. The Waubonsie Valley boys look to carry the momentum from their surprising conference title run and third-place regional finish last season. Salil Kanduja is back for his junior year with the Warriors as his team takes on the 2021 DVC regular season champions, Metea Valley, who looks to get over the hump in 2022.
Metea Valley boys golf, who puts their way into Orchard Valley after winning the Panther Scramble, is now looking for their first conference win of the season. Their opponent is who else but Yolo Road rival Waubonsie Valley, who is also searching for DVC win number 1. On hole 1, welcome back Warrior Salil Kanduja from his golf tournament adventures. It's also nice starting the day off even as Kanduja pars it in. Metea's Patrick McGrath is hiding behind a hill, but he still gets some air on this ball that lands perfectly on the green. McGrath also putts it for par. To the second hole, and it's Mustang Nick Schroeder getting a nice hit on his ball that goes over the pond and onto the green. Schroeder evens out on the hole. Dub V's Adam Torian tries for a long birdie putt, but it comes up just a tad short. He does get it in on the next try and scores a 41, second best for Waubonsie. Ishan Pawani hits the top 4 on the day as this par helps him to a 3-way tie at 43. Here's Kanduja again, this time putting for birdie on hole number 5. He leads the way with the 37. Schroeder continues his big day as he gets another good drive on hole number 6. He'll finish off by making the short par. Mustangs get busy on the 9th hole, starting with Raheel Shaw, the brother of former Metea Valley golfer Ahmad Shaw, getting a nice hit onto the green. Shaw scores MV's second best score with the 41. Now Charlie Flaherty hits his ball from the hill and puts it on the spot. He finishes his day with the 43. Schroeder is on the fairway and continues his stellar outing. After a nice chip to the green, the junior scores a 37, and it helps the Mustangs win it over Waubonsie by 1 stroke.
The Neuqua Valley Wildcats take on DVC foe Metea Valley as the two squads meet at White Eagle Country Club. The Wildcats are coming off a second-place finish at the Joliet Township Invitational. Metea enters the week after picking up a win against Wheaton North. We start off with Neuqua's Rebecca Wu, who hits her fairway shot just past the flag and gives herself a good look from the green. Wu finishes with a final round score of 42. On the same hole, Metea's Madison Wigfield finds herself in a bit of trouble behind the green. A great chip shot sets herself up for a par putt, which she sinks. She goes on to card a 47. Maddie Coffey of Neuqua hit her fairway shot just short of the 6th green, but recovers beautifully here with a nice chip. With the putter, she's able to read the green perfectly and collect par. Coffey ends the day with a 39. On the par 3 8th, Mustang golfer Pranvi Kakar hits a beautiful ball that ends up on the better part of the green. She misses the birdie putt, although she rebounds with a nice tap-in par. Kakar finishes with a final score of 42. Keeping things in the same hole, Neuqua's Caressy Tybee lines up for her tee shot and hits it pure. The ball lands less than a yard away before rolling inches past the cup in a near hole-in-one ace. Tybee taps that in for birdie, and her reaction says it all. After hitting her tee shot into the water, Macy Martin of Metea is forced to drop in the rough, but that doesn't stop her from hitting the next pin high. She goes on to 2-putt for par and finish the day with a 39. The Wildcats are starting to build a lead, and Sophie Lagman can be thanked for that, as she shot the lowest round score of 38. Her approach shot gives her a chance for eagle. However, the eagle putt is inches off, and she settles for a birdie. Metea Matia's Abby Tirada finished the round with a score of 44, and she hits a solid chip shot. She goes on to hit the birdie putt in. On the next hole, Lagman is searching for back-to-back birdies, and she gets it. With that putt, the Wildcats are able to pull off a 6-stroke victory against Matia Valley. Both teams will be back in action on Wednesday, competing in the Aurora City Invite. Let's check out our first female play of the week of the season at Neuqua Valley, where the Wildcats face St. Charles East, and Brianna Jones shows us why we should be excited about the senior this year. Watch her absolutely demolish this ball to secure the point for NV. She gets some serious hang time, cocks back, and smashes it. That'll do it for the show this week. Next week, girls tennis and girls swimming begin their 2022 seasons, and we'll have action from week 2 of Football Friday. Don't forget, we're always online. Check us out on our website for extended highlights and stories at nctv17.org. You can also find us on social media at nctv17 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. For Naperville Sports Weekly, I'm Josiah Schuneman. See you next week.